just thought it was clever. Now we're probably not going to be doing anything like that, but this is all ideas to help make things a little bit funner. And it wasn't nice to see an empty escalator, you know. Apart from just general wellness and maybe improving our wellness programs and thinking along the lines of some education there, just two other things quickly I wanted to mention, and that is using good job descriptions in your workplace, doing maybe these physical demands assessments. You can Google that, and there's some forms out there you can look at, basically identifying the essential and non-essential functions of the job. And then once you have that sort of thing, you can best assess who is physically able to do that. Now, you may, some companies use these and then use some clinics, like we mentioned, those that treat your work comp injuries, also get involved with fitness for duty testing. I'm sure you see this with your fire departments, if you have those, or police or sheriff's departments. They do have fit for duty type of standards that they have to meet, and then be physically able to do that. This is kind of the same thing here. We're kind of growing in this area where we identify, again, the essential functions of the job, and then be able to assess whether those people doing the job can actually perform these successfully and without hurting themselves. So think about that, and the important thing here is that typically if we're getting an aged workforce, and if we make accommodations for those maybe in 55 on up to help with essential functions of the job. When you do that, you also accommodate for everybody else. In other words, if you assess a task and the lifting of it you feel like to be done safe has to be done with a two-person lift for maybe an older worker, then that's just going to be that much better for you when you have a 20-year-old doing it as well. It's still a two-person lift, whether they're 70 or 20. So this is just a sample of one of those physical demands assessment here. Again, you're identifying the lifting involved, the carrying, the pushing, the pulling, reaching. Once you have those, a good description of that, then people can, like I say, at your clinic, can assess the physical demands, whether your person or people that you want to do that can physically, you're able to do it. Accommodations. Again, a well-designed workplace benefits everybody, whether they're older or younger. So from an ergonomic standpoint, if you're trying to design for good neutral positions, whether it's in a, now I know you don't do manufacturing here, but you may have your road shops and things like that that do some of this sort of work. This is kind of a good, better, best scenario here. Here this guy is, you think this looks very safe? He's trying to saw something down here, and he's kind of bent over, but if you lift your work up, now here they put it on just a stack of drywall or something there, but even best is just having a mobile workstation where you can work standing up. You don't have to try and balance yourself. So if you have operations like that where you do it maybe more frequently, try and design a good ergonomically well-designed workstation like this. It's going to improve the safety for everybody. You have tools like this as opposed to bending over. You have these extension type tools. Now this is construction, but again here, manufacturing, if you have places where you do some of this manually intensive labor work, what's the issue here? Working like that, in that position 8 hours a day, you think he's going to last? He's going to fatigue probably in less than an hour. But if you raise the workstation to accommodate him so he can stand in a good neutral position, you're going to lessen that fatigue factor. Again, I didn't want to spend a lot of time on this, but just to throw that out there, because I know your exposures here are public entities, you don't see this so much, but you may have some in your, like I say, your county road shops and such. So minimizing overexertion through mechanical lifting aids, whether that's hand trucks or some of these customized type lifts, repetitive motion injuries, and certainly do job rotation, do some task training across the board. So you could rotate maybe in the more manually intensive labor jobs through 2 or 3 people and not just on one. There's tool designs and things like that. And even in your work environment, in an office environment, setting your workstation up ergonomically for those neutral positions and to minimize reach and lifting is going to benefit that employee. So bottom line is, when you accommodate the older worker, you accommodate all and make the workplace environment safe for everyone. I appreciate your time today. We're about done there. Just a thought there in closing is consider that general wellness as part of your safety program, and put some emphasis on that. If you haven't started developing maybe some type of wellness program in your workplaces, think about that. Just baby steps. Maybe Google some of those ideas or some of the things we've talked about here today and start implementing them. Just little things that a little bit goes a long way. Questions or comments? Well, great. It's good to be with you today, and thank you.